What's up, movie fans, and welcome to Movie Roundup. Now, this is a little podcast where I go and talk about all the latest films that came out to our local movie theater for this week. This week, we have A Dog's Purpose, Resident Evil, The Final Chapter, and finally, Gold. Now, I'll be talking about all these films in the order that they were in the box office. And coming in at number 2 with $18.2 million is A Dog's Purpose. Now, watching the trailers for this film, I was not excited going into it. Just hearing Josh Gad and seeing all the bad publicity that this film has been getting as of late. Now, for the bad publicity, everyone's probably seen that video of the dog, and you see the trainer kind of dipping the dog's toe into this raging water, and the dog looked so afraid. But then in a jump cut, basically, you see it in the water doing what it's supposed to be doing and getting submerged but coming back up. It was all a big fuck up for A Dog's Purpose. Like, this was something that could have taken this film, because the projection was that this film was supposed to make 20 million or 25 plus, and for this film to make 18, it was definitely hurt by that video. Now, this film is one of the most manipulative films I've watched in a long time, where you have this dog and it wants to search and find out what is a dog's purpose, hence the title. And so at the very beginning, this is like literally the first 5 minutes, the dog is born, the dog gets caught, and the dog dies. And I was like, shit, it's one of these type of movies? I mean, I got it from the trailers, but oh my god, I'm probably going to cry because the dog's going to die. It's going to be all dramatic, and then it hit me. It did exactly that. Now, A Dog's Purpose wants to tell the story of a dog and its owner and all the different lives that this dog has to go through. And it's a movie that actually manipulates you to being like, I thought Homeward Bound was bad, or I thought Lassie. It's like, literally, it's like, what would happen if Lassie came back? And it's like, all right, now on this dog, but I still gotta go and do my mission over here, and I gotta make sure that my owner, played by Dennis Quaid and KG Appa, I gotta make sure that they're happy throughout it all. And this film is so freaking manipulative. Like, it could have actually been a lot better if it wasn't for Josh Gad, who is literally doing like a Milo and Otis type of thing, where you see the dog and the dog's mouth never moves, but you always hear what it's thinking. And it's always in Josh Gad's voice. And oh my god, there's points in there where Josh Gad's like, oh, my butt itches, I better go onto the carpet and, do what dogs do. Or, oh my god, I'm farting now. The way that Josh Gad narrates this thing is so bad. So bad. I don't know what the producers or the directors thought when they were hearing Josh Gad's voice come in narrating this film. It's just absolutely horrendous. But there were some scenes in there where I was just like, oh man, as a lover of animals, I'm more of a cat person per se. Like, okay, the cat in this film, you see it for about 20 minutes, gets the short end of the stick, like big time. There's literally scenes where Josh Gad's narrating, he's like, man, this cat doesn't know how to be a dog. And so he started chasing him around the house, and I just felt so bad for the cat. And then even the cat dies, and the dog's like, I wonder where this cat was been hiding from me for so long. Oh wait, I smell him. The family buried him, and I'm going to unbury the cat to take him to the owners. And I was like, this is a scene that hates cats. That's what it is. This is a scene that hates cats. This film was so all over the place. It made me cry in certain scenes because it manipulated me. It makes you care about some of these characters. And, like, the worst part is you see sometimes where some of his lives are just shit. Like, literally, somebody goes and takes his new puppy and just basically ties him up and leaves him outside for the rest of his life. And then he dies. And you're just like, fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Like, really. Fuck you for what you're doing to this dog. And at the end of the day, does this film answer what is a dog's purpose? Sad to say, it doesn't. And then on to our next movie. Maybe something a little bit happier, a little bit more fun. And then I remembered it was Resident Evil, The Final Chapter. Now, to be fair, I watched the first two. I didn't really enjoy them, but I liked for what they were, especially the first one. But this final chapter is so shitty. Like, It's so bad when you have Mila Jovovich start out the film and you see her and the director and they're like, thank you for all your support that you've given us throughout the years, and now we're going to finally take all the money and just give you shit. Like, that's how much we care about you guys. That this is Mila Jovovich. Legacy is in this series, and it is really nice to see a woman helming a franchise like this. And does she do a terrible job in this film? No. I would say none of the actors actually did. They had fun with their characters, and they acted the way that they should. Now, what is the story in this film? Well, the Red Queen gets Mila Jovovich and says, I want you to destroy me. Because, well, for some reason now, I want to go against the Umbrella Corp. And I don't know why that turned out. I don't know what happened in the previous couple films, but I was like, okay, I will go with this. And it was so dumb. Like, literally the first scene, she comes out of a pile. She comes, like, out of something or another. She has this big old fight with this bat. And this bat, mind you, was so terrible. CGI with the raping of your senses with the music, like the music and everything is so loud and so in your face that you're just like, shut the fuck up. That's what I wanted to yell at this film. And then the action scenes start. And there's so shaky cam and so much cuts in there that you can't even make out what's going on. Like, the editing in this film is so bad. It felt like a 4-year-old on crack was editing this film. And, like, there'll be times in there where you really will see somebody die. You get to know the cast and somewhat of the cast. Like, even like the characters that come in are so minimal, and there's not really any character development with them. They're just there to die. And when they die, you can't even make out who actually died. Like, really, you were just like, okay, I really have to wait here until they see a shot of everybody to find out who's missing from the group. It's funny, though, thinking about this week, or this month. We had Triple X. We had a new Underworld film. We had M. Night Shyamalan coming back. And now we have a new Resident Evil film. This whole entire month felt like it went back to 2002 and said, hey, you 25-something-year-olds, do you remember this and how awesome it was? Well, come into the movie theater and relive your childhood. It's so bad. So unbelievably bad. Now, Lane Glenn, who plays Dr. Alexander Isaacs, the creator of the T-virus, he had a lot of fun in this film. And him and Mila Jovovich, when these two were on screen and battling it out, you could tell that they're having fun. And then you have Ali Larter in there, who you may remember her from Heroes and from the previous films. She is given nothing to do. Like, absolutely nothing. She kind of just stands there in the background, and you're just like, what a waste. What a waste. I know you're not a great actress, but damn it, what a waste. But this is the Mila Jovovich show. I don't like talking about films, like, really right after I see them. And I was thinking, I should. I truly should. But as I was thinking about it, and I was contemplating on this film, the film doesn't make a lick of sense from the get-go. Like, there's a point in there where Alice is on her way to her destination, and the bad guys know that she's coming, and they tell her, or the bad guys say, we gotta put this place on lockdown. So, place you assume goes on lockdown. Well, once Alice gets there, about 5 hours later, the door's wide open, and you have the bad guy going, oh my god, we gotta put this place on lockdown. I just thought to myself, what the fuck? I thought we already were on lockdown. And so, Resident Evil is one of those films that is so terrible in every sense of the word that if you have a whole bunch of friends and you're just watching this film, I do believe you can have an actual good time. Like, just ripping on this film, maybe we're just ripping on this whole entire series in general. Paul W.S. Anderson, the director and the writer of this film, and he married Mila Jovovich, that lucky son of a bitch. You really should take away the Anderson in your name. Because all I think when I see that name Anderson, I think of Wes Anderson, Paul Thomas Anderson. And now I see your name and I think, you're doing bad for the Anderson name. Like, you should just take that away. wait forever. Oh my god. Just sitting through that film. I was just glad that there was only a couple people in there in the theater when I went to go to my showing. That I was like, thank God not a lot of people are paying to watch this fucking garbage. Whew, what a horrible, horrible movie. And now we got our final film with Gold. Matthew McConaughey. Anytime you hear that name nowadays, you think of excellence. That this guy, he picks his projects wisely. And he does in this film. This is the film that wanted to be an Oscar contender. It went and put out its film on the last weekend of the year so it could get into an Oscar push. And really, I don't know what the producers or the distributors of this film was thinking. First off, Matthew McConaughey gives an excellent performance. He really dives deep into this character of a man who goes out and looks for gold. He's a man that just thinks gold all the time. And you see him at the beginning. He and his dad built this empire, or this gold empire. And once the father died, he fell on some hard times. And now he had a dream. I forget what this place was, but it was in South Africa. And he knew that the gold was there. Calls up his old contact in South America. And this guy played by Edgar Ramirez. Now this guy, when him and Matthew McConaughey are on screen together, their chemistry is really, really awesome. Like when these two are on screen together, they make the film. And he tells them about this plot of land that he wants to go, and he says, there's gold here. And he takes him there, and I love the scene where he's like, this is a dangerous place that we're going to be going. Are you up for it? And Matthew McConaughey's like, fuck yeah, I'm up for it. Let's go right now. And really, in those scenes, you really get to know this person. Yes, he may look like a fat lard, which is funny to see Matthew McConaughey, who I believe gained about 45 pounds to play this role, as a fat piece of shit who's going bald and just like nothing about him looks desirable, but he has the drive to get that gold. And so him and Edgar Ramirez go into the jungle, see this plot of land. And Matthew McConaughey's like, fuck yes, let's fucking do it. And from that point, I was like, this is a really good movie. I felt like the dialogue in there, the script, was really good. The pace of the film, I was really enjoying it. I was really enjoying these characters. But the moment that they find gold and all these other players come into town, want a little piece of the action, that was when the script and everything started to fall apart. But of course, Matthew McConaughey, he's excellent throughout. And I wish that we got a little bit more of Edgar Ramirez's character in the second half of the film, but he's only in there for a short amount of time. He's the one who's mainly focusing on getting the gold, while Matthew McConaughey is the face and the money man. And I was really disappointed by the second half. Like, it just seemed like the film just lost track of what it wanted to do and what it wanted to say. And the one bright spot of that second half was Bryce Dallas Howard, who plays this woman that really does love Matthew McConaughey's character. Even though he's fat as shit, she just absolutely loves him. She loves his drive. She loves who he is as a person, not on what he looks on the inside or on the outside. And this character is the most strongly written character in this whole entire film. But she's given very little screen time. The thing I like about her character was how she was independent. Even though Matthew McConaughey was making all this money off of all this gold, and he was getting offered from everybody who said, I want a piece of the pie and I'll give you this much to get into this project. And Matthew McConaughey's making money over fists. But Bryce Dallas Howard, she makes a point to tell him, I was happy before you. I was happy with my jobs that I was working at. I like who I am. But who you are becoming right now is nothing that I can see myself being. And the moment she has this speech to Matthew McConaughey saying, I liked who you were before and now who you become, I don't have any interest. I know myself and I don't want to be this person. I can't be this person because I know who I am. And it was so refreshing to see a woman character knowing exactly who they are and not compromising who they are just because of either money or just the thought of being famous. I really, really enjoyed that. Like, she was seeing all the bullshit that was going on between every other character that wanted in on the pie that is of this gold mine. It was just so refreshing. I wish we got a lot more of her, and she just really shined in this film, and maybe overshined Matthew McConaughey and Edgar Ramirez. But overall, the film really lost its pacing in the second and third half. First half was really strong, and I would recommend that this would be the film that you go and see this week if you have to see any film, because A Dog's Purpose, manipulative as fuck. Resident Evil, shitty as fuck. Gold is a good movie, not an Oscar-worthy film, but just a film that you can just go and freaking enjoy. Now, have you seen any of these films, and what do you guys think about it? Let me know down below. As always, people, my name is David Lee, and I'll see you guys next week.